this whole, oh, I made $1 million or whatever overnight, like it's fake news. Like I built these campaigns and I wasn't getting credit for it. I was being invited to meetings with execs and then seeing my work show up in other places, and then I wasn't invited to the meetings, and I'm just kind of like,
Do you ever wonder why some brands hit the bar high while others just can't get their shot right?
Here at the Brand Bar, we've seen how the right strategy can make a brand unforgettable and how the wrong one can fall flat.
With years of experience crafting and elevating some of the most impactful brands in the game, we're here to give you the inside scoop on what makes marketing magic happen.
We're not just sharing wins, we're serving up the strategy behind them so you can build a brand that breaks the mold and raises the bar for what's possible.
This is the Brand Bar Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Katrina Joe
and Jakiya Brown-Chow.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Brand Bar. We are here with an episode today all about the wonderful, my girl, Jakiya.
Hey y'all.
Hey girl, you just mentioned that you've never officially shared your entire story.
I don't think formally on a media platform, no.
Okay, and you have the journey.
The journey.
Yes. So
I got
take
a journey.
us back.
I've lived a lot of lives.
I love that. Take us back. Where did it all start?
I know, right? So with marketing or just in general? Okay, so I started my marketing career. Well, first of all, when I was 7, I wanted to move to New York. So we're in New York now.
Yes.
You know, when you have the career days and they're like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a fashion designer in New York. Bump all this like country girl stuff. So from 7, I always knew I wanted to be in New York. I'm the first in my family to go to college, first generation everything. So I graduated from UNC Greensboro, go Spartans,
yes.
NorCAC. And I was just like, I got to get to New York. That was just like my North Star at the time. And then I interned with L'Oreal, and I was chosen from the internship to then do the full-time job. And I was like, say less. And so I started my career at L'Oreal, which is like my boot camp of marketing. Yeah. It's one of the biggest marketing companies. Like it is the biggest beauty brand, but it's our biggest beauty company, but it is also the biggest marketing company. Like they know marketing, they know campaigns. Yeah. They have crazy budgets, like, Lupita, Julia Roberts, all the faces, all the things. Yeah. So I really got my marketing training from L'Oreal, and then went on to work for other beauty brands, kind of had this trajectory in beauty. And then I think it was maybe around, I would say 2016, I started to get burned out, which is crazy because I was 25, 26 years old, but I was getting burned out. I was working crazy hours.
Yeah.
You know, the vibes.
That corporate burnout is real.
Burnout, microaggressions. At the time, America wasn't as woke as they claim to be. They are now. So I just felt like getting mistaken for the admin all the time, which there's no shade against admins, but I was a marketing manager. Yeah. Getting asked to bring coffee. I'm sure a lot of people don't really know this about my journey, but there's so many microaggressions in the workplace that just continue to add up, and you start to question why am I here? What am I doing? All those things. And then I would say there were a couple turning points where I was just no. I built these campaigns and I wasn't getting credit for it. I was being invited to meetings with execs and then seeing my work show up in other places, and then I wasn't invited to the meetings, and I'm just kind of clocked, noted. Yeah. And then I was just saying earlier, Trayvon Martin was murdered, then Eric Garner, then Mike Brown. And that, for me, it was just, I just couldn't take it. Yeah. I couldn't take it anymore. So I was one of the defining moments. I tell this story all the time, and we were kind of talking about this earlier about talking about the colors of umbrellas for 30 minutes. Yeah. We were in a meeting talking about Kim K and her wearing cornrows and being she's setting a trend with cornrows. Right. And I'm just meanwhile, our office was on Fifth Avenue at the time. People were marching in the streets saying, I can't breathe, because that's when Eric Garner had just been murdered. Mm-hmm. He was
Yeah.
Like they stepped on his neck and all that. So it was just this juxtaposition of like, I'm in this office talking about Kim K. My people are marching on the street. Something's not adding up. And
it's not like aligning with your spirit at that time. You're like, I am being pulled elsewhere.
On fire. Like I wanted to jump up and go protest. And I remember I didn't. Like me today would have. But me then, you know, I'm thinking about, oh, am I going to lose my job? What are they going to think? Da-da-da. But they could clearly tell I was out of it. And then, you know, I won't speak politics, but someone got elected in that year. And 4 days later, I left the country and moved to Haiti.
Come on. If you're ever thinking about taking the leap, okay? Come on, girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was just like, I can't really do this anymore. So I put in my 2 weeks. I'm still on good terms. Like everyone was cool, whatever. I was a good performer. I, you know, do all the things. I'm a star. But I just couldn't do it anymore. So I left. I traveled to Haiti. And then I was like, I'm going to do a sabbatical and travel the world.
Yes.
And so I said it was going to be 3 months. It turned into, well, now basically forever.
Yeah.
But like without working, it turned into 18 months. So I saved $18,000, which is not a lot of money. Saved $18,000, quit with no plan, which I do not recommend, especially in this economy. But in 2016, 2017, it was fine. And then,
but I feel like I've been hearing that a lot. And something that I've been seeing a lot on TikTok right now is like, I feel like when people leave, you know, a secure situation and they don't have a plan, I feel like it speaks to like a lot of time, you know, obviously corporate gives you the sense of security and you know, it has all these things.
False sense, though.
Yeah, yes, sure. But so I feel like a lot of time when people jump and take that leap, they want the net to be there. They want to know where the net is, how far am I going to jump, all these things. But sometimes taking that leap with uncertainty is like jump and the net will appear.
MLK.
Where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So you having no plan was trusting God's plan. So.
And that's what MLK says, right? Leap in the net shall appear.
Yeah.
And it's all about, for real, faith over fear. And like it will test your faith and how you trust God and what you believe in. But for me, it was a breaking point. So it was like, even if there's no net, there can be no. Yeah, like what else am I going to do? Because at the time, I was interviewing, again, won't drop some of these companies' names, but it's a very big fashion house that I interviewed for, which is just so wild. Talking about brands. Love this brand. Been a fan of this brand. Never thought I would work for it. They offered me the job. Girl, in 2016, 2017, they offered me $60K salary. Okay. And then they wanted you to wear said brand every day. We're talking about high fashion designer brand where...
And you had to pay for that on your own? Or
correct.
Did they provide it?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, say what?
You're like, the math ain't mathin'.
Right, unless y'all giving me these clothes for free.
Right.
I can't wear this every day. And so I was just kind of like, one thing led to another. And I was getting the jobs. I was interviewing. I was getting the jobs at the fashion houses, at the marketing agencies, at the brands and stuff. But for me, it just, again, it didn't feel aligned. So like I said, I took that leap. I traveled for 18 months. I lived in Mexico City. I lived in Paris, all over Europe. I lived in the Middle East, Africa.
Yes.
Just like living, honestly. And being like, what does Jakiya want to do? Without money, without a job, like what do I feel like my purpose in life is? And I was that person that's like, I don't have a talent. I can't sing. I can't dance. I can't draw. Like, what am I supposed to do? And those 18 months really showed me I'm a community builder. I'm a dot connector. I'm an inspirational figure, apparently.
Yes, you are.
My story is important.
Yeah.
And so it showed me the power of storytelling as well, because I told my story on social media, blew up, became an influencer because I was this Black girl traveling the world. I was calling out L'Oreal. I got featured in Oprah magazine that was like, quit her glamorous job at L'Oreal to travel the world, which no one was doing at the time.
Yeah.
And Oprah was like, okay, sis. And that's when I was like, okay, if I'm mentioning Oprah, I made it.
Right.
Even though I was broke. I could do this. I made it. I remember breaking down crying after the Oprah feature. Because, I mean, that was just so...
It's a freaking... I always call it God winks.
Yes.
Just to show you that you're like on the right path and you may not know how or where all the pieces are going to fit. But girl,
I was about to give up. Then Auntie O said, no, sis, keep going. I had $200 to my name. No, $500 to my name. I spent that $500 to go speak at a event in Spain. Shout out to Sienna Brown. And she was like, just do it. Everything's going to change. She's the one that helped me pitch Oprah. And then from contacts from the beauty days. And then I had $0. I was drowning in debt. I went to Senegal, and then I locked myself in my apartment I had no furniture, nothing. Sat on the floor with my 2016 MacBook, and I created a course, and I made $30,000 in 2 weeks.
I just got goosebumps, you guys. What? Come through.
So I was like, oh, girl. Yeah, girl.
You're like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is my purpose.
I created a course. It was called GWP, Gram with Purpose. Very basic. It was like, this is how you brand your Instagram to have purpose and to basically build a brand on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I came from branding and marketing. So I'm like, all the girls are trying to blow up. Let me help them.
Yeah.
And the sales started rolling in. I built like funnels. Bryant on my team, on our team, he's always like, Black girls building funnels is crazy. I built a sales funnel, webinar to a course to VIP. I did the whole thing, taught myself, ClickFunnels. And then from there, I was rocking and rolling in the digital like e-com service world.
Yeah.
And yeah, girl, that's part of the story. It's a long story. Honestly.
Yeah, and then from there, girl, you ain't done.
Yeah, that was just 2018.
Right. I'm like, there's more.
Yeah, so that's like the marketing angle. I started making the money, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to reinvest this into my business, but I need a home base because when you're traveling the world and I literally had a backpack, Patagonia, which is a brand that I also love, had a backpack. Brands were also sponsoring me during that time, which was great. So I was staying in hotels for exchange of content. I was eating at restaurants, high end for exchange for content.
Power
so I wasn't like,
Power of content,
hey, can I stay in your 5-star? Because I'm tired of hostels. So using your storytelling, your Instagram, your presence, your unique point of view to really kind of get things in exchange. But that gets old after a while because it's hard to build community. And then you just feel like you're living out of a suitcase. So I settled in Senegal. And I was like, I'm going to be in Senegal and then I'm going to try to build this brand, see what comes of it.
Yeah.
And then, what happened next? I started doing some contracts for other brands, beauty companies, LVMH, doing consulting. But then I'm like, no, I need my own platform. And then I built the brand bootcamp, Hustle to Ease.
Yes. Hustle to Ease, girl. And that is incredible. I mean, the amount of women and business owners that you have helped. I mean, give us the numbers, girl, because you have, I love it. I love the power in these numbers.
Yes. We love data. And in marketing and branding, we have to, prove the point, bring the stats, bring the receipts. So the brand bootcamp, Hustle to Ease, is a 6-week accelerator program. We've graduated 150 women through our program. We focus on Black women, women of color, to help them grow, scale, and build their brands online and IRL. And so we have generated $8 million in collective revenue for the girlies.
Come on.
We making money.
Yes.
We are about getting the bag because we deserve to have our own, build our own for us, by us, and charge accordingly. So we have created 3 brands that have hit $1 million or more in annual revenue. We have about a dozen brands that make over $100,000 a year. And then all of the other girlies, I mean, they're just creating their content.
Yes.
They're doing really well. They're getting the boots on the ground. And,
we were just talking about that in the dance. Yes, we love that.
Boots on the ground and they're building. And what I bring to the brand world for entrepreneurs, corporate baddies, and creatives is that marketing insight that we have from corporate, because it takes a lot to build a brand, stand it up, promote it, and scale it.
Yeah.
Like followers don't mean anything. Sorry, people. But what's your back end? What are your operations? Like, what's your team? How are you scaling? And that's what I bring to the brand bootcamp. And by the way, I'm teaching today at 4
Yes,
o'clock.
you are. After this.
After this. So we have live weekly sessions, but I will be scaling with co-coaches. So I've hired co-coaches.
Yes.
So shout out to Gratiana who did the branding. She's for
Oh my
us
God,
as
she
well.
is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, so she's a co-coach for the Brand Bootcamp, but essentially it is a scalable mentorship coaching platform, and then we will be creating a SaaS platform, so a subscription membership platform powered by AI. So we actually built our own GPT, so we have our own AI bot, so we're including tech, and the girls will be able to just insert their brand, and then it'll spit out like a roadmap, it'll spit out a deck, it'll spit out an audit.
Yeah.
So we're really integrating tech and things into the business. So, girl, I haven't looked back since 2018 to corporate America.
Come on.
2017, actually.
Yes.
It's been like, what, 9? I think I'm celebrating 9 years this year.
Congratulations. That is huge. I love that. And for people that would like to follow in your footsteps or that are also, wanting to kind of take the leap, but maybe a little scared, what is a takeaway that you would give them?
Things. So hard. It has to be in you, right? Like you have to have some fire, a light, vision that's going to drive you because you won't make money at first. Like this whole, I made $1 million or whatever overnight. Like it's fake news. And people are out here saying whatever on the internet. Like you have to have a driver outside of money, outside of likes, outside of followers, first and foremost. Second, you just have to be confident and bet on yourself. Like you have to have radical confidence, and people might not see the vision, but you have to see it, and they'll start waking up and seeing it and want to support it.
Yeah.
And then like things like this, like listen to these types of podcasts, get the pitch deck that your platform provides, right? Join the boot camp. Like there are people who have done it and have a blueprint so you can go faster and harder and not have to make as many mistakes. So like don't try to do everything on your own, YouTube University, everything, and ChatGPT, everything. Like you're still going to be spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
Work with people who know what they're doing, and check receipts. Like make sure people that are saying that they've done all these things, like check them out. You can check my receipts. You can Google me, all the receipts. You can ask L'Oreal. I've worked there. You can do all the things, but like make sure that what people are selling you is not just blowing smoke in mirrors.
Yeah. No, and I think you touched on a really good point about outside of social media, followers, all of that. Like what is driving you? Because girl, when TikTok shut down, okay. Like, and I always think about
what
that.
Y'all
I'm
gonna
like,
do?
right? Like, what if social media goes away tomorrow?
And Zuckerberg can snatch his internet at any point. So
and like, how does your brand live past that and still carry on? Because I know people were freaking out about that TikTok shutdown.
And the thing is like, you don't have to be the face of the brand. I have this thing that's face versus founder, right? Like you can be the founder and have other faces of your brand. You can be the face. But the biggest thing is scale, making sure your brand and business can run without you, right? So for us, the Brand Bootcamp runs without me. I show up for the live sessions, I teach, and then everything is automated in the back. Eventually it'll be co-coaches where I'm not even showing up, or it'll be another level of payment to do so. Yeah. But it's like, how are you making different revenue streams work and scale when you're not there? So right now, when I'm not here, we have our ChatGPT that's running and people can buy that, right? Yeah. Right now, when I'm not here, we have people applying. Someone just applied just now to the boot camp, and then they go through an automation, and then they can sign up and they can pay the $4,500 in full. Like you have to be able to be making money without you physically being there. Yeah. And that was one of the biggest things I learned from the journey, because I did travel the world and I wanted to be present in culture exchange and community and not stuck behind a laptop 24/7.
Yes.
So I had to build a business that was flexible, that brought me ease.
Freedom.
Yes. Right? And like I just came back from Bahamas.
Yeah.
And I was there for 10 days and I opened my laptop like twice.
Yeah.
But that to me is the beauty of entrepreneurship and owning your own brand and business and traveling. If I wouldn't have traveled, I don't know if I would have understood that as much.
Got it. Yeah.
And then also, no shade, no tea, but getting out of America, like you are able to see the world in such a different light. It's not all about capitalism.
Yeah.
It's not all about grinding, working till you die and dropping dead. Like the number one cause of death for Black women is stress, heart attack, because we are stressed.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want that for myself. I saw my mom, my grandma, my great grandmother work themselves to death, and I don't want that. So I'm breaking those generational curses and taking my time outside of the States and being able to have that life that I want to create. For you, it may look different, right? Like, you know, moving to a southern city, slowing down, not being so hustle and bustle. So it's like, what do you want your life to look like? And then reverse engineer from there.
Absolutely. And for those that want to sign up for your boot camp, is there like an approval application process, or like you sign up and you are in and you are going to get all the things?
So there is an application process, www.hustletoease.com, very easy. You can apply, or if it's not open, you can get on the wait list, but we do have a rigorous application process because we have small cohorts and we want to make sure that everyone in the cohort is adding value to the space.
Okay.
And there are certain qualifications that you must have to be in this space. But yeah, the application, take it seriously. And honestly, the application is like a clarity checker. You are going to realize like, oh, I didn't know these things about my brand when you start applying, and you may need to go back and do some things and then come back. But yeah, hustletoease.com.
I love it, girl. I love it. Thank you so much.
We out here.
Yes.
We out here. And it's just like, listen, what we said earlier, like, yes, I'm not going to ever tell you to quit your corporate job, but corporate is perceived, as false stability sometimes. So like at least have a backup plan or a side hustle or something to balance that out so that you're not like SOL high and dry if you get laid off or you want to change your route or trajectory. It's just, I just always believe in having our own.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I mean, you know, like we've touched on before, like, you know, corporate may work for some people and that's fine. And, you know, it doesn't always work for everyone. But like you said, like having something of your own that is not at the mercy of, you know, someone else or the, you know, the economy or the business or whatnot.
Which we'll talk about more on the brand bar, of course.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So, you know, I just want to congratulate you on your amazing, amazing journey. I'm glad that our paths have crossed in this journey. Yes, girl. And I just think it's so amazing what you've done for the community. And again, I know I mentioned it on the first episode, but you've done it around the world. So, girl, shout out to you.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Shout out to you. Thanks for pulling up to the Brand Bar.
Always.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Brand Bar podcast. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your brand besties.
And until next time, keep raising the bar and your brand.